Welcome to another episode of With the Contest Queen. And today we're going to have a sweepstakes Q&A and a chat about all things winning. Now, I'm going to blame today's episode on Mercury retrograde. Why? Because I completely forgot to pre-schedule this episode a week in advance, and I completely forgot to pre-promote it 2 days in advance. And so I didn't have any questions sent to me in advance because I didn't do my behind the scenes work. Oh, well, that's okay. However, there are some things I want to talk about that I think are going to be of interest to people because of these kind of kerfuffles. One of the things I do on TikTok is a little series called Silly Sweepstakes Mistakes. I think this is number 26. I have to go look at it. I need to go and film that one. But I realized today something I did that was really silly was we just renovated our bathroom because it was time. We knew it was coming up and George kept putting it off until my daughter one day said, the pot light in the basement is dripping. And we're like, okay, now it's time. I did not take a before picture or any before pictures. And it's completely redone and it's stunning. That would have been perfect for contest giveaways. You know, if they're saying, hey, what room have you renovated? There's a lot of reno contests and they want to see your before and afters. I have no befores to show how crappy it was and how amazing it is. So that is a huge opportunity missed out on. So always, and I tell people all the time, always be taking pictures. Why is that advice in my books? For this exact reason, and I completely forgot. I think part of it too is I was really overwhelmed because we started it. We'd had all the parts on order, and we still were waiting on a couple. And then I went to Florida to buy the rights to all of Dr. Tag Powell's work. And I guess when we came back and we started writing in the rendo, I was so busy dealing with all of that I just completely forgot. Don't miss out on opportunities. Take pictures of everything. This is why I say take pictures of everything. Anyway, I still have it on my desk. This is going to be the first book that I redo of tags, which I think is going to be awesome. It says how you can become rich by changing your thoughts. And then he has the cutest little drawing. So I'm actually going to do scans of the front and back because, you know, the cover, come on. How cool is that cover? Love it. Why am I zooming in and out? That is definitely Mercury retrograde. The joys of working with Robert Ohotto is that I get to learn about all these cycles of time from him. Okay, so that was the first thing. The second thing was I had somebody message me and said, hey, you know, like I help people all the time online so they can tag me, you know, on Instagram and mainly Instagram. If they want to get an entry into a sweepstakes, you can tag me on Twitter. People do it all the time on Facebook. Somebody sent me a friend request and I go through my friend requests once in a while and I look, do you actually have contests on your page? And if I don't see any giveaways, like if you're not entering giveaways, I don't friend you because to me, you're not part of the community. You can be a troll. But I figured out after, so this person messaged me and said, hey, you know, like, cause I probably blew them off. And they said, hey, you know, I've messaged you, you didn't respond. And I'm like, oh, okay. And I told them why I probably didn't respond is because I didn't see any sweepstakes. I probably thought they were a troll. See, fitting in my astrology cup. There you go. This is actually for Capricorn, which I am. And it was a birthday gift one year. It was very beautiful. And so I said to them, okay, go friend me again, but also make sure your account isn't private, because if it's private and we're not friends yet, I'm only going to see the banner and your picture. And to me, you're not a contester. And that's an important point because if you're entering giveaways on Facebook or any account for that matter, and your account's private and the sponsor's not going to be able to see you, they're probably not going to pick you. They might think you're a troll or a bot and just go on to the next potential winner. So I had someone else message me because I did my monthly giveaway on Gleam, and they said, oh, you have to attach this, and I'm not doing it. There's no way I'm entering, with Twitter and with Facebook and all that. And I said, okay, so don't enter. You have that option. 2, do what I do. I have accounts just for entering sweepstakes. I have Contest Queen for business, and I have Idea Majesty for business, and I have Words for Winning for business. We're going to be talking about that one in a minute. And I have my personal accounts for just entering. I don't enter using my business accounts. I don't enter, on accounts that is going to spam my friends or family or whatever they're going to see. I have ones just for entering sweepstakes, and I have my sweeping friends are there, right? Not as many. So just if you are worried, hey, I don't want my friends to see all this and I won't bother them, go open another account. It's free. It's absolutely free. It's absolutely free to enter, to open up another Instagram account. And I have mine, and I manage George's because he doesn't do social. So I do his Instagram too. Right? Oh, Bill says, go Aries. Yes, Bill just had a birthday. So yeah, just open a social media account just for entering sweepstakes. It's so easy. And I use a different picture so I know which account I'm on. It's not really hard to do that. And I have a handle. If you're going to create something, don't do like Contest Carolyn. That's a dead giveaway that this is a sweeper account. You just want to put you can use something fun. Like if I liked, if I had, I don't know, a different hobby. I like gardening. So I could put, Carolyn Gardens. And then all spring, I'll be posting pictures of that. And then also enter contests. Like you can blend it. And it's also good to post. I say post random shit or random crap. It's not really crap, but it's so that your feed isn't just one giveaway after another. It's, the cookies you baked, the new couch you bought, the trip you went on. Oh, contest entry, the little dog across the street, the new pair of shoes you bought, just stuff, just random stuff. Ooh, it's snowing outside. It's way too early. Click, post it. Oh my gosh, this is hilarious. Yvette says, there was a contest for a free laser hair removal where contestants had to submit the hairiest body part. Ooh, little maybe blurred section for some people. Very good reason to use a dummy account. Yep. Yeah, I would definitely not have. Oh yeah, this is my question. Getting some creepy requests on Facebook. Yeah, so I go through and I check everybody out. And if I look and there's a couple of plain posts, but then the next 3 posts are giveaways, I know you're a sweeper and I'm going to friend you. If I don't see any sweepstakes, you're not my friend. So that's, oh, Amy says, I can't wait till July. Me neither. And if you don't know what's going on in July, it is am I right? Is it the 34th? Am I losing track? It's the 34th Annual National Sweepstakes Convention in Scottsdale, Arizona. I already have my tickets. I have my hotel room. I have my airline tickets. I'm just going to be doing my upgrades next month, and then I'm 100% set. So I'm so excited. I tried to extend it a little bit because we were going to do a Sedona day trip, but that wasn't going to work. Whatever. That's okay. Sedona's meant for another trip. And it's good just to focus on the sweepstakes and hang around your friends, because honestly, when I get back from these trips, I spend so much time hanging out with friends and staying up late and getting up early that I need a vacation when I get home. Oh, Twitter's been strange with friend requests. I thought people just followed you on Twitter. And I ignore them. Like I leave them. If they want to follow me, I don't care. Oh, okay. So what contest sites do you recommend for Canadians? Look on Contests Canada, but I'm wondering if there are more. Okay, so if you go to my website, I have a whole section of resources under resources. Now, this is the problem, and one of the reasons later this year we're going to be revamping the site. So why don't we talk websites right now, since Herjit brought it up. Good timing, Herjit. Okay, so if you go to my website and click on resources and find contests, and then contest aggregates, I have a whole list. But the most popular ones are contestcanada.net, because contestcanada.com was owned by Joe Head and David Laraid. They retired, and then Joe, of course, can't get sweepstaking out of his blood. Connected with the brothers, Dan and Mike Skeen, that own contestcanada.net, and he started helping them. So actually that site got more robust because Joe was helping them. I like that one because I'm so behind on my sweepstakes that I get an email every day from contestcanada.net about what's been posted the day before, so I don't have to go searching on the site, and I just go through that list. It's so much easier for me. A lot of people love Contest Girl, and I do go check that one and Red Flag Deals Contest Forum for giveaways, because sometimes they help out with code words, or I might have missed something. And you can use a Contest Girl to also organize your sweepstakes, which is a feature. If you don't use RoboForm like I do, her My Contest feature, I think it's called My Contest, is a great feature to have there. Also, a lot of people like the forum style of Red Flag Deals. I'm not a fan of it, but again, I tell people, poke around, find a site you like, because when you're having fun, that's when you're going to win. Just because I don't like it doesn't mean that it's not going to be your favorite, right? You can't. I tell people you have to make your hobby your own. Now, some things are going to be the same, like you should have an email address just for entering sweepstakes. And I just mentioned maybe having social accounts just for entering sweepstakes, and always reading the rules. That's not going to change. But where you find them in the community that you connect with, that can change from person to person. It just depends on your personal style and how you like to organize your hobby. And it's very important that you stay organized, because that's one of the keys to winning, because it really eliminates the disqualification factor. Because when you're organized, you remember which ones are daily. If you've entered them before, you can go back and maximize your entries, all those kind of things. Oh, Rachel has a strange things. Okay. So here we go. There's a couple of questions. Let me go. Okay. Claire says, oh yes, I forgot this feature. Thank you, Claire. Contest Girl, you can filter by Canada. So actually Contest Girl is good because you can filter by Canada and the US. And she has single, daily, weekly, monthly, odd number. Like, go through and poke around the site and check it out. Okay, this is great. Thank you guys for saving me with all these questions, because I was so unprepared today. Okay, August says, what do you do when sweepstakes requires you to refer people for extra entries? Well, I just throw it out there on my Twitter, and if I get an extra entry, I do. And if I don't, I don't. I don't worry about it. I focus on just getting the entries in. And if I get referral entries, great. If not, it doesn't matter. That's just me. I don't stress about the entries. I just want to get my entry in. I've never tracked if I've won from a referral contest. Some people might. I don't have time. My focus is to get my entry in and win a prize. I'm not going to focus on some of the things. Like, I know some people who write out all their sweepstakes. Oh my God, I could not do that. But if it works for you, and you're winning, do it. So I just put it out there. I just focus on the winning. Some people might get extra entries, but listen, there was a contest a long time ago, and you had to get like referrals or votes or something. And me and this, I think it was Walter, him and I were like 1 and 2 And then I'd be 2 and he'd be 1. And we kept flipping back and forth for the whole thing. Guess who won the grand prize? The guy that was in 5th place, who wasn't even close to the number of entries we had between the two of us, Walter and I. I think between Walter and I, we had half the entries in the whole contest. And the guy that was in 5th place won the grand prize. Why? Because it takes 1 to win. It literally takes 1 to win. Years ago, one time when I was entering to win a BlackBerry, yeah, it was a really long time ago, I needed a new phone, and TELUS was giving away BlackBerries every day. And so I entered. It was like a contest that went on for like, I don't know, 4 months, I think. I entered for 6 weeks every day because it was daily. Me and my ex. No, was I alternating? I think it was 1 per household per day. I think I was alternating, him and I, to split our entries or something. And I was entering for 6 weeks. And then I realized, oh my God, the phones weren't unlocked. And I was with Rogers, not TELUS. So I was like, okay. So I just stopped entering. I was like, oh, well, I guess I'm not going to win a BlackBerry. And then in the end, my ex won the trip. It was like him and 6 buddies went to Whistler for like a ski holiday thing. It was a guy's getaway, or it was work related. So he took all his friends in his work circle, and they had a really good time. And the lady on the phone, when I was talking to her, she called to ask him a question. He wasn't around. This was when he still had landlines. And she said there was something like 165,000 entries, and we'd only entered for 6 weeks. So I might have had like 30 entries in there, and he still won. It only takes 1 to win. So don't focus on, oh my God, I need all the referral. No, just get your entries in. Focus on the winning. You're better off focusing on the winning. Okay, so Rachel has a long one. I'll read, because if I post it, it's going to be like half my screen. Have you ever had this happen? A national sponsor's rule stated there'd be up to 15 winners. Ooh, does it actually legally say up to? They only picked 2, only 10 or so entered, and everyone who followed the rules should have won. It was a judge contest. I did not win. Very weird that they only chose 2, but the rule stated up to 15. Have you ever heard of this happening? Yeah, see, this is the problem with contest rules. Contest rules, when written properly by a promotional lawyer, are a legal and binding contract between the sponsor and the entrant. There's probably also a clause in there that says the sponsor has the right to, do whatever. If the rules say up to 15 winners, and they had based that number based on how many they thought, so they just picked 2 based on the virility and the promotional, they legally can probably do that. It's why I tell sweepstakers to always, always, always read the rules, and marketers to always, always, always have your rules locked tight. Okay. Andrea also has a long question. If a contest has unlimited entries, how many should I submit? Tens, hundreds, thousands. The more enter, the better the odds. I wonder if they're tracked and disqualify if the amount you enter is excessive. Unlimited. I am never a fan of those. So if, for example, if it's Instagram and it says, unlimited entries, I usually put 5 people. If it's something I really want to win, I'll probably put 10. There's a couple that have been like vacations. I'm like, okay, this is over the top. I might do 15 or 20, but that's my max number of tags. Like I usually, for the regular Joe Blow prize, it's 5 people. That's it. 5. If I win, I win. If I don't, I don't. Last year I won, and I don't do a lot of Instagram contests. I won 2. I won a set of pots, 2 huge stock pots. It was a Father's Day giveaway. So it was 1 stock pot for me, 1 stock pot for my dad, which is great because I never had one that big. And it's actually been handy when I do like my big, I love making soup, like stock, and then I actually make stock in a stock pot. I do my soups and, corn boil in the summer. Oh, it was so good. It was such a good size. It was because it's like twice the size of any pot that I currently own. So it was amazing. I love wins like that. So practical. And then my dad was happy because I'm like, do you have a stock pot? He's like, no, I'm you do now. And then I won a Wonder Bread contest, and that was a little disappointing because they tagged me for the wrong prize. They said you won an ugly sweater, and I'm like, yay, because I really wanted one. And I'm like, oh, sorry, that one's still open. We meant you won the cozy prize back. And I'm like, no, that's okay. I didn't. I said, well, I've already sent you the email saying ugly sweater prize winner, but don't worry about it. I'm in marketing. I get it. They're juggling like a lot of stuff, and it's so easy to make a mistake sometimes because you're just like, look what happened today. I didn't do any of the pre-promotion for this. I didn't, nothing. An hour before, I'm like, oh yeah, I was supposed to do all that. Right? It happens. You're juggling so many things. Some things fall off the plate because you can't automate this type of thing. You have to actually manually go in and do it. You can't sit and do like a month's worth of pre-promotion. I mean, I could if I sat down, but then I need that big window of time, and I've been doing other things. So, it happens. So I don't stress it. So that's, so for unlimited, I do tens. It depends on the prize. You have to decide. Okay, so here's what you have to do. Your time is limited. We only have the same amount of time every day, all of us. What is the prize, and how much time are you willing to spend trying to win it? Now, if you've done all your giveaways and you're sitting in the living room watching a movie, with your family, and you have your little, tablet in front of you, and you just, while you're watching and enjoying the movie, then yeah, it gets more interest in. But if it starts to interfere with things that you're doing, it's not worth it. You have to decide what is worth your time, because that's key. It's also one of the keys to the hobby. You want to enter the maximum amount of sweepstakes in the shortest amount of time. Oh, see? Yeah, Yvette says, I just figured I could sit there and enter a bunch of friends, or I could move on to the next contest. It's too much thinking for me. Now, that's a good point you bring up. Enter friends. Do you have an agreement in place with those friends if they win? Or are you just happy if they win? There have been huge falling outs if you don't discuss it. I've heard stories. Actually, there's even famous documented stories and lawsuits about people who enter other people in giveaways. The person wins. They do what they want with the prize. They're like, hey, I thought you were going to share, or you're going to sell it and we split the money or something. But nothing was said in advance. And whoever wins has the legal right to do whatever they want with the prize. So unless you say, hey, I'm entering, I've done this before when they used to have the big TIFF red carpet parties. They don't seem to do that anymore. Since we had lockdowns. There might be this year, who knows? There used to be huge giveaways for red carpets. And I would enter everybody I know. And I would message them and say, I've entered you in this giveaway. If you win, I am your +1. That was it. Like, I really wanted to go. So I thought, okay, I'm maximizing my odds. And I let them know that if they won, I don't care. I am their +1. That's the deal. And they're all like, okay. But I let them know in advance. And sometimes you don't care. Like one time my sister went a trip to Greece. I entered her and she took one of her friends, and I was happy for her because I entered her just because I wanted to. I had zero expectations of her taking me. She felt a little guilty at first. She's like, I'm like, no, just bring me a good souvenir. Don't worry. And she's like, okay. So don't, you need to set up those expectations if you're going to enter your friends. Yeah, Rachel says the rules clearly stated up to 15. So they're in their legal right to only pick 2. I know it kind of sucks, but that's the thing, right? Oh yes. And Cinda, good reminder, be careful of how many you tag on Instagram at one time. Some of us have been in jail because of too much tagging. Yeah, I have only been in jail, I think, on Instagram once. Maybe I tag really slowly and I'm only entering like 5 people and I go on to the next one. I also find it's better to enter on your phone than the laptop. Sometimes in the Christmas rush, I'll be on my laptop and I'll go, oh, I'll spot something because I'll be doing some work and I'll see it. So then a giveaway on my Contest Queen account, and I'm like, oh, that's a good one. And I'll switch to my personal account and go enter it on my laptop. And I find that if I'm entering on my laptop, sometimes it lags out very quickly, whereas I can go more on my phone. Like it'll say, oh, you're too fast or it won't work. So I always do it on a mobile device. Now, I haven't tried it on my iPad. I've only tried it. I have an Android phone. So I've only tried it on my phone, not an iPad. That'd be a good experiment. I'll have to try that. Oh, Bill, so funny. I'm entering sweepstakes while watching you, Carolyn. Oh, Amy says she thinks she won a Fanta scented candle. Okay, that's cool. I love those weird prizes. Yeah, Sona says, congrats. That was one you had to be super quick. So I'm hoping you did win it. That's cool. I love those weird prizes. With the Gleam contest, do you have to do all the clicks for more entries, or you can still win if you only have a few entries? Okay, so how they do the drawings, how the drawings work is even if you have one entry, you do have a chance to win. Of course, the more you do, the more opportunity you have to win. It's not rocket science. It's a numbers game. So what you want to focus on is how many of them do you want to do? I'll go through and I'll look and I'll see how many of them I want to do. And I try and max them out depending on the options. I don't like contests where they've done like 50. I've seen those ones where you open it up and it goes, you have 500 options to enter. And you're like, are you kidding me? Like, it's crazy. I think they're more reasonable if they're 10 and under. And then depending on what they are, I might do them all. Lori says, oh, I've been MI from contesting for about a year. Yeah, it's okay to take a break. Guess what? The hobby's been around for well over 100 years. It ain't going anywhere. You can take a break. Spending your time on what matters to you. Yeah, that's the other reason when I teach people how to organize sweepstakes is I tell them do the instants or the daily draws first, because then you could win like today or right now. Then do your top prizes. So, for example, I like to travel, so always trips in that folder for me. You might be wanting to renovate your kitchen. So you're going to go through and find all the gift card giveaways and all the Home Depot giveaways and all the ones for, say, flooring and appliances and small appliances and countertops and anything like that. You're going to find all of those and put all of those into that, must enter folder. And then all the other ones in your daily and your weekly, the ones that you'll check. And if you win those, great. If not, if you don't have time to enter them in that day, it's not the end of the world. But you want to make sure that you get into those biggies. Ooh, Solga says, I never thought of having agreements in place with friends. It's a great point. It is. It's so important. There's actually lawsuits for people who have done that. Right? I only enter for me or my mom if the prize is something she will want or need. Sometimes I'll enter because I know I can use it as a giveaway. Sometimes here's the other problem. You enter for a prize and then you win the secondary prize, but you didn't really want the secondary prize. You really wanted the grand prize. So then I save those and I either use them as gifts or I donate them to the sweepstakes convention. Because they're usually pretty good. And I've actually won stuff, like when we went to the Tar Heel Sweepstakes Club banquet and they have the pick a prize. The pick a prize is all the prizes that people won that are really awesome, but they just don't have use for in their life, but they know somebody else does. And I won a monster backpack, and the woman who donated it, I said, "Oh my God, this is fantastic. I won 2." And she goes, "You won 2? Why did you need another one?" And I said, "Well, we gave the first one to George's son, and then my daughter claimed mine. And so I didn't have one, and I had actually wanted to take it on the trip. So now then I was very happy. I won one at the event." And then I used it because the laptop bag I had was overstuffed. So I was able to split stuff in half. It's kind of funny. So like, it's good to share those prizes sometimes if you don't win the. Oh yeah, she said, "Yep, there is a lag on the IG on the desktop." Oh, so what are your thoughts on the grocery receipt contest? Do you know anyone that has won them? Chances? Yes, I do know people that have won them. They do enter them steadily. I actually was in the grocery store the other day. I got the receipt and said win $1,000 on the bottom. I'm like, I should be entering this. I think if you have the time, they are well worth entering. I know people that have won them. One was a $500 Lowe's card, I think, and another one was a grocery one. They are worth entering. If you do have the time, honestly, I would. Oh, if I click subscribe on YouTube and get a check mark, does this count if I didn't subscribe? They can check. I don't know how many companies do check. Again, that's why I have YouTube, obviously, for work. But because remember, Google, who owns Gmail and owns also YouTube. So I have my main account that I sign into. And then I have my brand accounts. This is one of the brand accounts. So I use my personal account to subscribe to all those sweepstakes ones on YouTube. And then you could always go and unsubscribe once in a while. I just think it's good they're hosting it to subscribe. I go and subscribe on my personal account. And I keep my brand accounts very clean. Oh, these make me crazy. I third place again with $100 off XX item. Oh my God, please. I wish companies would stop doing that. I need to start. You know what? That needs to be a rant on my Idea Majesty TikTok. Discounts are not prizes. I said coupons are not prizes with my blog, but technically it's discounts, because if you send me a coupon for, some frozen, popsicles, well, you're not going to ship those. So you want me to go to the store and get them. Cool. And it's way cheaper. I mean, there's a lot of friends in the States that are winning these Pepsi and Lay's boxes, and they're actually shipping the soda and the chips. And that's crazy. Like, the shipping costs must be astronomical. I'm just really shocked they aren't shipping out coupons, because then you go to the store and you just pick them up. And it's far cheaper on postage. Anyway, I'm just surprised they're actually shipping the product. Plus also, if something happens, soda could explode, chips get crushed. But those, I think, are still valid prizes because it's something free. However, $1 off, and congratulations, you won a. No, it should be, sorry you didn't win an instant prize this time. We know you love our brand, blah, blah, blah. Here's a coupon for off. That's different. That's a better market. Oh, okay, let's see. Did I miss any other? Okay, so there's no more questions there at the moment. Let me talk to you about what I'm doing now with Contest Queen. So when I started on this crazy road, I had no idea I would end up branching off. So I started Contest Queen. And in 2004, I started writing this book. You can't see the top of it. It says you can't win if you don't enter. Let's see. I don't know. Can I move this? Oh, I just hit. Okay. Let's see. Can I do this? You can't win if you don't enter. Okay. The camera hasn't moved. Okay. That's good. You can't win if you don't enter. And I started down the Contest Queen path thinking this was a good road, but I had all my marketing eggs and everything in one basket. And over time, I started to realize that People thought I was a sweepstakes aggregate. I didn't know what I was doing with the sweepstakes marketing. And so eventually I split it off and created Idea Majesty as a sweepstakes marketing company. So Contest Queen officially became my sweepstakes teaching platform, and Idea Majesty became my sweepstakes marketing platform. So I actually separated the two. So when companies come to Contest Queen and they want to hire me to help viral market their promotion or whatever, and they click on, do you want to viral market your sweepstakes? It actually zooms them off to another website. They don't even stay on Contest Queen anymore. They go over to Idea Majesty. It's more clear. Then I ended up doing Helene Hatzel's work. So I finally got off my butt and did what she asked me to, and that was republish her works and start teaching. And it makes sense because her first book is all about giveaways. The name it and claim it game, contest. I mean, it's right in the title, contesting the name it and claim it game, maneuvers for witchcraft. And she did this book because she knew that people would read her kind of woo-woo stories. Because you got to remember, she wrote this in the late 60s. It was published in 71. Completely different environment than today. Hang on, I'm going to take a sip. The one I won, some water there. So she wrote that back, and she knew people wouldn't, there's so many different courses now for mindset. And, we talk about, this was the first book she read that set her on her positive thinking path, Norman Vincent Peale's book. But that wasn't as acceptable then as it is, this kind of woo-woo-y stuff wasn't as popular as it is now. So she knew she had to wrap those messages in kind of like the guise of winning. And so people would then change their thinking, because I'm going to win a sweepstakes if I think positive. And so she did that. However, her other 3 books, In Contact with Other Realms, The Confessions of an 83-Year-Old Sage, and A Man Called Friday, do not fit Contest Queen. So I couldn't put them on my site. I threw them on my marketing site. And even Tom Cavalli at I Win Contests, he was the one that was bugging me. You got to split the business. Yeah, I'm like, I know. I finally did it. It took me 6 years before I actually built the site. And so I threw Helene's books on there. And he goes, those books don't belong there. I go, I know, but it took me 6 years to build that site. I'm not building a third site right now. But I knew he was right. I knew they didn't belong there. I just didn't want to deal with it. Then I bought all of Tag's books, as I showed you the first one, because I just happened to have it on my desk, Money and You. And so then I'm like, I definitely can't because I bought 10 of his books, and I've got 5 of his audio tape sets. And I'm like, they cannot live on Idea Majesty. All right, I'm breaking down. So I bought Words for Winning, and that site's being built now. That's going to be an author site. So all the books are going to move over. I'm going to leave the Name It and Claim It game on Contest Queen because it is also contest related. But all of the books on Idea Majesty are moving. I will have a section that says, like authors, and I'll, just like I'm doing here, where I whiz people off. And I'll probably have another drop down, or at the bottom of my page, like sister companies, something like that. Oh, thanks. Words for, yeah. But I made a mistake when I was setting up the YouTube channel. I did it on my phone and not on my laptop. And so I did it wrong. And now I'm trying to get YouTube to help me. So the channel exists, but it's not properly branded. It's not under the same, it's not a brand. I don't even know. I've gone through 2 people at YouTube, and I don't know. I might have to delete it and then wait for the name to expire and then redo it or something. I don't know. Or I might just have to do it with dashes like I did on TikTok. I don't know what I'm going to have to do. but we'll see. Anyway, I'm slowly building all the brand accounts. And then I think in June, I'm going to have to get a new set of headshots, because if you go through my headshots on Contest Queen, I'm in pink with the pink glasses. And then on Idea Majesty, I've got my blue glasses. And I was thinking, I saw a really nice bright green shirt at Joe Fresh. And I thought, ooh, the green for Words for Winning with my green glasses. I'll just brand all my stuff. Or maybe I'll switch it up. Maybe I'll be green for Contest Queen, but I kind of like the purple, the royal. I don't know. We'll see. Heather says, how many people should you really tag if it says unlimited? Like I said, I don't know if you hopped in a little bit late, but I said I do 5 standard, 10 if it's a pretty good prize, 15 or 20 if it's like an insanely good prize, but that's really rare. I might only do that like once or twice a year if I ever tag that many people, because you don't get that too many contests. Oh, this is Heather says, my latest Instagram win. You must be a very lucky person because you won another Can I Wellness product, the AMP M bundle. Woohoo! Oh, very good. Congratulations. That's fantastic. Yeah, I won a Can Preve pack. Actually, I had some today because they sent some electrolytes and I did hot yoga and I was super sweaty after it. I'm like, oh no, you know what? I'm going to try that stuff. It was okay. It wasn't my favorite electrolytes, but I sure as heck did feel better after. So it did work. And I got their magnesium and I got, the package was amazing. Like a bunch of stuff that I buy all the time. So it saves me a lot of money buying that stuff. Oh, Bonnie, very good. My passport is in the works. Should be here in 4 weeks. You told me to name it and I'm going to win. Okay, we're going to change your words. You're not trying to win a trip to Italy. You're in the process of winning a trip to Italy. There's no trying. You do or do not. So it's in the process. You are in the process of winning a trip to Italy. Do you hear the difference? Do you hear the difference? I should do a blog. Aubrey Marcus had a woman on, and I'm embarrassed to say, right at this second, I cannot remember her name. And she talks about spelling and how we learn to spell because words have power. And when we speak, it's like we're spelling. Words are extremely powerful. It's amazing. So you can even hear the difference and you can even feel the difference, like right in here. Oh, I'm winning a trip to Italy. This is just part of the process. I need to get my passport ready. I need to let all my friends know that I want to win a trip to Italy. So any trip they find, let me know. Also, don't just limit it to the trips. Anything for cash. If you win a $5,000 cash prize, use it to buy a trip to Italy. Right? Don't limit it to the actual trips, right? So I am in the process of winning a trip to Italy because Helene did that. She won cash and she thought it was the oven she'd projected for. And then she got notified she won the oven, but she'd already bought it. And so they sent her a washer and dryer instead. She's like, all right, I'll take it. Oh, Nerka said she won an air purifier, waiting to get it. Nice. Good. Are we allowed to enter other people in contests or just each person have to enter themselves? No, you can enter other people. I enter George all the time. I will just notify George that he won something. I do his social account. I don't enter him on Facebook because he will never check the notifications. So I don't do that because I know he'll never read them. And I'm not missing out on a win. We were dating for about 3 weeks because I put it out to the universe. I need someone that can handle this crazy. And because when I married Craig, I didn't contest until, how long were we married? almost 10 years before I started contesting. And then he thought I was like, are you sure this is like, no, you're not wasting your time? And then the prizes started showing up. And then it was like, hey, are we entered in that? It's funny how that switches. But I'm already, and then I got into, and then it was, how many years was I entering before I started contest queen? About four years before I started writing the book, 5 before I started contest queen. So it was a long process, but I'm full on in at this point. When I met George, I thought, I got somebody that can handle me working from home all the time, entering all these giveaways, doing all this stuff. And so we were dating for about 3 weeks, and he said, so when do you start to win me stuff? And I'm like, all right. So we set up an email account just for him. That was our whole date. It was great. We got glasses of wine. We sat in my office in front of the laptop, and we started going through and setting him up an email address just for entering. What prizes do we want? Started adding him into my organization system, putting his name in. And one of the big trips that we won last year was in his name. Sometimes he'll win stuff. He knows that if he gets a call, hey, do you remember entering this giveaway? The answer is always yes. Or he'll call me and goes, hey, I was busy and there's a message by this radio station. I won something. I'm like, yay. But he knows the drill. He knows the drill. So yeah, I enter him all the time. And then sometimes I enter my daughter. Like if it's a prize, I think she like, right now there's a big one for a Switch, and she has an older one. I thought, oh, it'd be fun if she won an updated one. So I've been entering her too, because she's over 18. So she knows to keep her eye out for winning emails. Not that she's won anything, because I don't enter her very much. No, Robert, you can't. Helene was cremated. So you just have to pray. I do have intuitives that have told me that she talks to them, because again, there's no time or space, right? So she can talk to anybody anywhere in the world at any time. So just talk to her, and I'm sure she would be happy to give you some special luck. I talk to her all the time. Sometimes when I'm having trouble or like dealing with this whole words for winning, I'm like, Helene, come on. You asked me to help to do this. Like when I sat down, oh my gosh, for the first Audible session, I was so nervous. And I'm like, oh, I better do her, I don't know how good the book is. I'm just doing my best. And I said to Helene, come on. This is your stuff. I'm putting it out into the world for you. This technology wasn't even around when you were alive. So, kind of give me some good juju to get your word out there and to honor your legacy. Here we go. So I talked to her too, because I'm like, you asked me to do this. You better help me. Oh, 2 air purifiers. Nice. Actually, I was trying to say at the end because I accidentally clicked on another question. They're great for this time of year, especially at allergy season. I think we could use one in this house. Oh, now I'm not entering this one. This might be US only. Has anyone won from Reese's University's instant win? That sounds like a lot of fun. Oh, my husband scoffed at contest until I won a vacation in Hawaii. Yeah. Oops. I did it again. That's funny. My mom wants me to enter for her, but I don't send her the sites to join and offer to purchase her membership and show her, but she doesn't take me up on it. Haha. Yeah. Cause it's a lot of work. Okay. So first, Sharon, yes, that's how it happens a lot of times. People scoff at the hobby until you win something big. And even George, we had won like tickets out and gift certificates and coupons and gift cards and all these things. But he had kind of, a little bit like, I'd go out code hunting. Now that might be stopping. I do want to talk about that before we wrap up. So he kind of poo-pooed it a bit, and I'd get up every day and go out code hunting. And at the end of the season, I won a trip for 40 Universal. And after that, the next summer, if I was sleeping in, he'd poke me and be like, shouldn't you be getting up and going code hunting? I thought you said you wanted to win. You need your exercise. You're like, oh, okay, I'm going to get up and go. It's like I said, everyone says it switches once you win. Now, as for not entering, what happened for years is companies would put codes on products, inside labels, inside boxes, inside lid caps. And if you had one of those codes, you could enter the sweepstakes. Now, there's other products, but they tend to end up in the garbage, not the recycle bin, like in chip bags or in chocolate bar wrappers, things like that. But anything that was plastic or cardboard would generally end up in a recycle bin. Now, I live in an area where the bins are small and low to the ground and open. Unlike other cities that have large bins with lids, depends on where you live. And some years have been really lucrative. And some years I was just happy to go out. Like when everything locked down, I was just so happy to be outside every morning in fresh air. I didn't care if I didn't win anything. Like I was just happy to be out. And there wasn't as much to look for. As Pepsi, the first year, canceled their contest and did a short one at the end. But Canada Dry was on as usual. And then last year, Pepsi changed their contest. You could use a code or you could just use a UPC code. And I was like, what? So first of all, there's no point in looking for codes because you can just use a UPC code. Second of all, I didn't understand why they would do that from a marketing perspective, because now sales would be down in my mind because I'm not going to buy the product if I don't need to. I'd always buy some. And they limited the prizes to 3, which is fine. I get it. They made them all digital because mailing costs have gone through the roof. So there was no more swag. It was digital gift cards, which is also fine. But they also, I guess, were trying to get new people to enter. So they wanted the UPC code. But I think all it did was the people that wouldn't enter often because they would have to buy the product were now just entering all the time. So they just increased the number of people that were entering and not really getting new people. And I bet they did not see an increase in sales. I saw somewhere, and I can't find the official rules, so I don't know if this website has it right, but one of the contest sites was saying that this year, Canada Dry, and I could see it on the Canada Dry site, instead of going from May 1st to August 31st, like they've done for, oh my gosh, maybe 15 years, it's going to go to December 31st. And you can use a UPC code. And I'm like, again. So that was really the last one that I was always waking up to go and get, because 2 years ago I won a hot tub. Last year I won a t-shirt. But the year before I won a headset and a hot tub. And the year before I had won some Keurigs and a different type of headset. And yeah, that was it. So, we'll see what happens. So pin code hunting might actually be stopping. It's supposed to start next week. If in fact they don't, because if they require just a UPC code, I'm not getting up at bed at 5. I will just go to the gym instead. So that's what's interesting. Lori, no, my books are not on Audible now. I'm actually recording them on Audible now. The sweepstakes books, like these ones, won't be done because there's too many visuals. They're not really conducive to Audible. Helene's books are and Tag's books are. So I'm starting with the Name It and Claim It game. I've done 3 hours worth of recording. The average books takes 20 hours to record. I may be just shy of a quarter of the way through the book, so maybe 15 hours of recording. And then it takes about 20 hours of editing for the producer to do his pajazz. I don't know how long it's going to take. So let's say I go once a week. April, say I'm finished recording by the end of May. He takes about a month. I'm hoping this might be on Audible by July. And then I'll start the next book. So I'm going to do all 4 of hers. Now, Tag's books, It's a male voice, so I might hire someone to do it, to read them, because I just think it might be better coming from a man's voice. I don't have a problem doing Judas books, or I might get somebody else to do Judas, so that there's different voices. We'll see. What's the strangest prize I've ever won to date? I haven't really won anything strange. I like swag, and he broke one day. He fell off the shelf because I was pulling on something, and I was so mad. I had a little Travelocity gnome. He's now sitting in the garden because I cracked his feet. I won a football helmet. Oh, I'm so mad I left it in the divorce. I should have taken it. It was a football helmet. So the top come off, and the inside of the helmet was a bowl. So you put all your chips. And then where the mouth guard is, there's 2 containers, and you can put like 2 salsa and cheese or ranch dip or something. And so it's like chip and dip set. It was so cool. It was branded with I think it was Pepsi and Pizza. It was so cool. It was orange. And then the bowl and everything came apart so you could wash it. Oh, Bonnie says she has that. See, that's a cool prize, right? I shouldn't have left it. Oh, well. And then just things like that. I haven't won anything weird. Companies, I think, are smarter than having strange prizes. Oh, she says mine's blue. And then I love these kind of prizes, so practical. And I mean, I used to buy swag for companies as an event manager. I was an event marketing manager for a couple of years at one company, and I go to the places that made stuff and buy stuff and see all the different. So I can tell when things are really well made. This is really well made. And what's funny is it didn't come with a straw. I had actually won a gift card to a company that did stainless steel products, and I bought a bunch of stuff. It was before they had the straws everywhere. And these are really heavy duty straws. They're actually better than other straws. And I got different cups, and I got a travel container. So good. Oh, congratulations on your win. Oh, this is interesting. She says in 2014, see, I told you this contest is going on forever. Every summer they do it. And now it's 6 months, 7 months. From Canada Dry, I won a digital copy of her song and a pair of tickets. Oh, fantastic. Yeah, there's all kinds of things. I haven't really won anything. Now, are the odds as good for mail-in as alternative entries as purchase required online? Yes. However, my caution is, what is the cost of the product versus the cost of postage? So, for example, our stamps are $1, and I can go to the dollar store and get a soda for $1. So I have the soda and the PIN code. And if I have to do a return self-addressed stamped envelope, that's $2. So I could have two PIN codes and 2 sodas for the cost of 1 PIN for the alternative entry. Now, you get, for example, I just saw one for Skip the Dishes. Okay. So if you order, you're in to win. I'm not planning to order anytime soon. So I'll go and find the alternative. I'll write the essay. I'll send it in. Some of them are emailed in, Air Miles. I believe they always do theirs are emailed in. So you just write it out and email it in. No brainer. So yeah, they are the same. And I have one from those alternative entries. There was one years ago. I think it was 2015. I think it was 2015. And you had to fly on Air Canada. You had to scan your boarding pass, because this is before they were all on your phones. And you had to you just had to tweet them. I know what it was. You had to tweet them your seat number your flight number and seat number, and you were in a draw, or you could write an essay. And so I wrote an essay and I won a gift card. And so I took I used to have relatives that lived near San Francisco. They've now moved to Portugal, but they were in San Francisco. And I took my daughter. We went on a 2-week vacation, stayed with my aunt and uncle, and rented a car and saw the redwoods. I mean, I basically paid for the trip. All we had was spending money because we were staying with relatives, and it was a really inexpensive trip. It was so good. We had such a good time. So yeah, definitely. Again, what is the cost of the product? What is the amount of time it's going to take you to enter? What is the value of the prize? You have to determine how much time you're going to willing to spend to enter, right? Again, it's possible. Look at Groznia says she won for a no purchase mail-in and it was $500. Absolutely worth mailing in. But again, check to see, and also you can switch brands. So I think there's a yogurt one going on right now. If your family buys yogurt every couple of weeks, just buy the brand that has the contest. Do some mail-in entries or whatever for the no purchase. And then if you're buying the similar product anyway, just switch the brand that has the giveaway. That's usually what I do, right? There was a contest where you had to buy the store brand and scan your card, your loyalty card, and you had to buy the brand. So we were out of this and out of that. So I went to the store and I got all the stuff on my list, but I made sure it was the store brand, not the national brand. And George is in the fridge going, why do we have this? Why do we have that? I'm like, because I entered a contest. And he just shakes his head at me. But yeah, you can switch it up. Oh, see, I did a review this past week for a sweeps entry. Yeah, I think there is sites I've seen that they have said, hey, if you come and give reviews, you'll be in to win prizes. And so if you like a product that you bought, then go and give it a review and be in to win on top of that. Why not? Oh, Lori, I did answer this earlier. The best aggregate. The top 3 are Contest Girl, ContestCanada.net, and Red Flag Deals, the contest forum. There are some other ones if you want to poke around. There's Yo Winners. There's, why can't I think of it off the top of my head? There's another one. Just go to my website and poke around. But those are the top ones. I use ContestCanada.net. I used to use ContestCanada.com, but they closed, and Joe actually went over to help the other guys. So I think we're at the end of the hour. Not bad for completely forgetting to promote this live stream. Oh, Lori says 10:20. 10:20 what? What did I miss? It sure is Mercury retrograde. So stay tuned. Have you posted photographs or quotes on your vision board and won prizes from your vision board? I have not put prizes on my vision board in quite a while. My last vision board, I did, and I started doing Colette Baron Reed's class this year, and I outlined my vision board, but I never did it because I've been too busy. Some of the stuff on that vision board manifested almost immediately. Some of it's happening now. So the vision board that I created at the beginning of 2022, I had Audible on there. I'm doing it now. I had interest in taking Silva, and I got the audio course, but I'm actually been doing the Silva training with Silva Canada. So I did one in January. I'm actually helping Silva Canada at their next in-person workshop next week. And we'll be taking the training again. And I've got my lawyers talking to their lawyer about working on Tag's Silva books. So they've given me permission. We just have to work out the contract that I've got permission from the Silva family. Because when I talked to Tag about it, he said, oh, Jose told me I could write the book. It's fine. And I said, yeah, it doesn't work that way anymore. So I contacted them. They said, great idea. I said, okay, let me get the contract with TAG in place first. And then I will make my contract with you. And they said, that makes sense. And so that part's in the works right now. I've also got somebody helping me because I have so many of his books, is helping me digitize them quickly so we can get them up. And I'm still working on my own book. So it's like, there's a lot to do. So let's see. Oh, 10 to 20 for unlimited tagging. Yeah, that's what I do. I do 5. It depends on the prize, right? If it's a small one, I'll be like, yeah, just 5. Actually, there's like some of them will say a limit, and then I will follow the limit on those. Because if they use WooBox, the marketers use WooBox to do a drawing, like that's what I use when I do client drawings. You can click, there's a button that says remove duplicate entries. So if everyone's only supposed to tag one person and somebody goes and tags 50 people and you think, oh my God, I'm never going to win. Oh no, those 49 other entries are just going to be eliminated in the final drawing. So it doesn't matter. Oh my God, remember frugalshopper.ca? Yes. And there was a newsletter. She retired and she closed it. I think there is another newsletter out there. I haven't talked to Sylvia Gold in a while. I think it's Win a Contest. I don't subscribe to it. I'm embarrassed to say I don't. But she was really nice. Yeah, it's changed so much since I started. Like I passed my 20th anniversary of entering, and I'm coming up on my 20th anniversary, in 2025. That's my 20th anniversary of Contest Queen. Holy crow molies, right? Where's that time gone? So, yeah, a lot of changes. But I think Words for Winning is my final business. I actually got a business license. So it's a legal company owned by I have a numbered company, and then it has the business license for every company. So it's legit. Yeah. So I think we're going to wrap it up. And next month, I promise to do better and promote this live stream in advance, but you're all in still to win. And I'll send out an email tomorrow to tell anybody if they missed it, they can still be entered to win. And that's it. Thanks a lot. And keep sending your questions in because I answer them all the time. And I do, if somebody sends me a question in the middle of the month, I don't wait 2 weeks to answer them. I'll send them an email back. It's questions@contestqueen.com. There you go. That's it. And until next month,